hate to see what's going on for us with the war and all our country and all our countrymen and women at war. But what a lot of people don't see, especially as U.S. citizens, man, you got to understand the necessary evil on a lot of stuff. Like, I don't get into politics, blue to red, biggest gang and shit in the world. I don't get into all that. You know, Republican and Democrat is the same as a blood and cripple. But what people got to know and shit and look at our world, when we go in our grocery stores, we got endless amounts of food. When we go to our gas stations, we got endless amounts of gas. You know, we got a lot of stuff that a lot of other countries and people don't have, just as being American citizens. And I think that a lot of things we don't know why we got it. You know, it's a lot of, sometimes you got to just sit and think, like, how do we got so much? How do we got the world's best infrastructure for us to have AC and heating up our homes? You know, Mexico, a lot of countries don't have AC. Their infrastructure of their economy and their country, they can't even have air conditioning in their home. A lot of people don't eat every day. They can go to Kroger's and Walgreens and Walmart like we can go. You know, we can just go to Winn-Dixie's and all this and just go get endless amounts of food. A lot of people don't got access to clean water. Like, we could just go to any grocery store and just go get bottled water anytime we want to. Just go in our sinks and put filters on it and drink filtered water from our home. Like, I don't think that as Americans we cherish and understand how far we are from these third world countries and other countries. And we need to know why we have that. You know, we need to know our own background just of us and understand what we doing with Iran and Venezuela and things of that. It is a touchy situation. People losing their lives, you know, men, you know, not going home to their families, women not going home to their families. We understand that. But this shit is a necessary evil for us to have what we have. Do I agree with it? That don't matter. If whether I agree with it or don't agree with it. But I understand why it's happening. And that's the main thing. You got to understand why things are happening. Instead of always having an opinion, sometimes just figure out why. You know, look at how our country was built. You know, it was taken over from the natives. Britain funded everything for the war. Then we went to war with Great Britain for independence. That's how Independence Day came. Then we had a civil war where North went to war with the South. So this whole country was really made and built off wars. Then you got the Atlantic slave trade over there with Africa wars and slavery with people coming over here, free labor from Africans, free labor coming over here from the Italians with Italy, free labor's coming over here with the Cubans from Cuba. Like, this whole country was made off free labor. And once people understand how this country was made and built and created, you'll understand what's going on now with the Venezuela and the oil and Iran and the oil and how we attacking China in the BRICS situation. A lot of this shit is off BRICS. A lot of this is going and attacking the BRICS. They trying to take the money, they trying to take the US dollar off of oil and global trade. They want the Chinese dollar or the Chinese yen or whatever it's called to be the global trade. So this it's a chess move and it's over our pay grade. But us as American citizens, we gotta know we gotta be for America. Whether it's the president we want or the president we don't want, if we voted for him as a person, as a people, whether you voted for him or not, we still is a democracy. We still all vote. So if your neighbor voted, and this is who your neighbor voted for, we gotta go with the leadership that's in office. We can't try to dethrone leadership because we don't agree with what a person doing or not doing. That ain't for us to do. 75% of America voted for this man. So if 75% of your country, men and women, voted for this person, we gotta see it through. We not about to overthrow our own fucking government like we Iraq or Iran or no shit like that. No, that ain't what we is. If we want some shit to change, we gotta go to that voting booth and change it. If not, when the person is in office, we gotta be behind them, whether we agree or don't agree. Because guess what? We Americans. You go over that bitch to Iran right now, they gonna kill your ass because they hate America. They not gonna say that's a Democrat. They not gonna say that's a Republican. They not gonna say that's a black American. They gonna say that's an American. So when we doing things and we beefing with countries, you gotta know that they don't give a fuck. They put us all in one group. They not gonna separate us.